What's going on, guys? This is Almost Expert Wrestling, and we are going to review tonight's Elimination Chamber pay-per-view that was exclusively on WWE Network live right here on YouTube. So hit that subscribe button. We have to remind you of that, and hit that like button as you listen because we have a lot to discuss. Because this, I mean, I don't even know what to start off with here. Kyle was telling me, we gotta do a live show, live after show review, and I agreed right away. We gotta do this, especially after that main event. But yeah, I know Kyle's really looking forward to this. He was like going on the phone, was just going off talking about everything, but now he can talk in front of all of you, all like millions of you listening right now. And yeah, so where do we begin? Kyle, I'm gonna have you go ahead, talk about whatever you want because I don't know where to start. How about you decide? Go ahead, Kyle.
What's up, everybody? Welcome. We're live show Almost Expert Wrestling once again here, and you know what? If you guys aren't excited right now, you guys need some 5-hour energy because tonight's Elimination Chamber event really showed you what WWE is going to be in the future and what it is now. First of all, Kevin Owens winning, defeating John Cena in the middle of that ring. Ain't that something? He won clean, guys. The pop-up power bomb or pop-up, whatever the hell it's called, he power bombed him 1, 2, 3 in a amazing, maybe not 5-star, but an amazing 4-star match. Amazing. I was watching that match live, and every moment of that, well, not live, but on the WWE Network, every moment of that match just stole the show. It was just 2 count, and every moment you thought John Cena was going to win, you know what? Kevin Owens kicked out. He delivered a FU or an attitude adjustment to John Cena, and it was just epic. And everything about that match showed you what WWE is going to be in the future. Showed you that Kevin Owens is going to be somebody, and he has that character that you can love and the character that you can hate at the same time. But he took out WWE's Golden Boy. But you know what, Joe? I'm going to let you talk in a minute, dude. But let me just transition over to the main event. You know what? And we saw Dean Ambrose face Seth Rollins in a match that everybody, and I think Joe can agree with me here, that everybody thought that Seth Rollins was going to win.
Yeah.
And you know what? Who knows? Well, win clean and just like take him out some crazy way. But you know what? Ambrose won the match. And, you know, if everybody watched it, of course, what happened was Ambrose jumped off the top rope. Seth Rollins shoved referee John Cone into Dean Ambrose as he was coming down, and John Cone got taken out, and out came another referee after Ambrose had delivered dirty deeds to Rollins, and what happened was Ambrose won the match, and I jumped up. I was like, is this serious? I was like, at first I was like, nah, something's going to happen. But I was just like, they kept giving it to him. He had the belt. But then all of a sudden, here comes the other referee. He says, yeah, he shoved me into Ambrose, disqualify him. And that's what happened. But Ambrose, he pulled a CM Punk, and he went out of the arena with the championship. He was like, you know what, I'm keeping this. But then the authority, they were like, no, you're not keeping the belt. You lost, or you're not the champion. But you know what? Roman Reigns, his soul brother, the Shield, reunited for one night, and out came Roman Reigns to take out the authority. And then Ambrose is buying the beers tonight, and they are partying because Ambrose is the WWE champion, but not the WWE champion. He beat Seth Rollins, and he's excited. You know what? And this is a lot of hard work paid off tonight for many.
Hold on, wait, Kyle.
Superstars.
Kyle.
Yes.
I believe we are having problems with the stream right now. I don't know if anyone can hear us. Something just happened. I don't know what, but hold on. I don't know how this just happened, but like suddenly it stopped streaming. And yeah, we can. Okay, I think we might be good, but I think there's a delay at what I'm looking at on my screen right now. Kyle, do you see if we're streaming or not right now?
Let's see. Yeah, we're live.
Okay, we are? Okay, then I just sounded really stupid. Sorry, everyone. Like, on my screen, there must be a delay, and something's happened. Okay, go ahead, Kyle. You were on a roll. I really did not mean to cut you off.
Yeah, but no, guys, nonetheless, and it's a huge moment today in WWE history. Like, a lot of people who paid their dues over the years got big moments. And you know what? I know there's going to be a lot of controversy on Facebook, Twitter. Ambrose should have won. Oh, they should have reversed it. But you know what? Ambrose walked out of Elimination Chamber. He walked out of Corpus Christi with the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. And that's a moment that's going to be worth remembering, that he walked out with Roman Reigns. And you know what? My hat's off to Roman Reigns. I don't like Roman Reigns. I'm not the biggest fan of the guy. But you know what? He did tonight really, really gave me respect. You know what? Joe had said it on Twitter. You know, Ray Reigns is probably going to turn heel tonight. I looked at that and I actually thought, I was like, yeah, probably. Or not really heel, but kind of turn against Ambrose, but still be against Rollins. But you know what?
Kyle? Are you there?
Yes.
Well, your phone suddenly just cut out there.
Well, yeah, but like I was saying, Roman Reigns, you know what, showed all the respect to Ambrose. Saying, let me get over to you, Joe, since every time I talk, I'm interrupted or something fucks up. But you know what, no, with all due respect, go ahead, Joe, and talk about Elimination Chamber. You know, what are your thoughts on everything? No topics, just, well, go ahead.
Well, I mean, you were on a roll there. I'm sorry, we were having like problems with the streaming, and then like your phone. I don't know what's going on, but yeah. Going back on topic, yes, this was a fantastic night in the WWE. First ever pay-per-view to be exclusive on the network, and they really, really made it a fantastic show. And you know, this event was originally going to be just a normal live event. And I mean, they suddenly made Elimination Chamber pay-per-view, and they killed it, in a good way. They absolutely crushed it, and you know, I guess I'll talk about the main event. Yes, that ending, was so great. I agree with you. You know, everyone. I want to find one person who was not marking out when Dean Ambrose pinned Seth Rollins out of nowhere. I really was not expecting that. And yes, like you said near the beginning of the stream, I was not. Everyone. I'd have to say I was totally expecting Seth Rollins to retain. Not necessarily no problem, but like I really believed that Rollins was going to retain, as did everybody. So when Dean Ambrose pinned him so suddenly, I mean, the whole arena went nuts. That was a great pop in Corpus Christi, and you know, it was a great moment. You know, and I can't remember the last time that WWE's done this to us, where like it's such a great ending, and then like something's reversed. I cannot something. It happened recently at a pay-per-view. If Kyle can think of it or somebody can think of it, let us know in the live chat and to the right of this live broadcast, or if you're watching this later, it's too late. But yeah, it's been done before. So when he was raising the belt and everybody was going nuts, and when the office ref John Cone got up and was talking to the other ref, I knew something was up, and I was starting like during that. Hold on, I'll get to that in a second. Yeah, so when that happened, I knew that it was pretty much going to get reversed. I was like, something's going to happen, and I was wondering what though. And then I heard the ref tell Lillian Garcia, who's back off of the disabled list, tell her that Ambrose won by disqualification, and of course the title will not change hands that way. That was upsetting. You know, it's upsetting, but like as a wrestling fan, that was so great. You know, like I have no problem with any. I don't have a problem with Seth Rollins being champion. I don't have a problem with Dean Ambrose being champion. So the winner of this match didn't matter too much to me. But so that ending was great since I was so neutral about it. It had to suck for diehard Ambrose fans who were like all for him winning it. But still, as a neutral wrestling fan, that was such a great. And yeah, and when the Authority was beating up on Dean Ambrose and Kane was all like, eh. And then suddenly, we hear Roman Reigns' music play, and this is the first thing that went to mind. And I would like, if anyone else thought this, let me know in the live chat, because I want to know how many other people thought this right when Roman Reigns' music hit. I don't know about you, Kyle, but this is what I thought. I thought he was going to go to the ring, he's going to run in the ring, everyone's going to run out who's in the Authority. He would look around and then start just beating on Dean Ambrose. That's the first thing that went to mind. I'm interested to see how many other people thought that, but he comes out there anyway, and obviously, like you said, Kyle, just attacks Seth Rollins and the rest of the Authority, and Ambrose once again, like you said, just like CM Punk did at Money in the Bank 2011, when left the arena with the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. So, great finish to the match. And you were also talking about, I'm just going to go over now and talk about the John Cena, Kevin Owens, like you did briefly. Yeah, I would have to agree with you. You told me it was pretty much a 5-star match, and I have to agree with that. I was watching it, and I started having streaming problems towards the end of the match, but I was able to see pretty much everything, and that match was amazing. I know I'm like stating the obvious, like everyone's like, yeah, we get it, it was amazing. Stop saying it, but it really was though. So many kickouts at 2 and 7/8. It was crazy. I had no idea who was gonna win, and obviously, if you watched the or if you follow me on Twitter, you would have saw that Kyle went with the predicting that it would be a no decision, and I had predicted that Cena would win by disqualification. Like Kevin Owens, I thought that Kevin Owens was gonna start stomping on him repeatedly or something like that, and the referee was gonna try to back him off, and he would just keep doing it. I thought that was how Cena would win, but nope. They just went out there, had a great match. Kevin Owens was doing flips and shit. That was so great. He was really mixing a lot of things up. That match was an NXT match. It went.
Was, yeah.
It was the whole match. I was engaged. They were. They were really mixing up their moves, and I don't know. I don't know what else to say. You. Me in this video, we can't really say anything that won't surprise anybody who's listening to us. We're just going over and over and saying it was great, but it was. This was a great match right here. And Kyle, do you think that this was the match of the year so far?
Well, I do, and but for some reason I'm on YouTube here, and it says our video was interrupted. Are we still live?
Let me see here.
Yeah, we are. Yes, we are. Sorry about that. We are now live for a minute, but yeah, we are live. Sorry about that. We are.
Okay, keep going.
Yes, but yeah, I do believe it was definitely up there for match of the year, along with the Roman Reigns Brock Lesnar. But I just think that this match exceeded expectations everywhere. And you know what? At Money in the Bank in 2 weeks, we're going to see the rematch, and I personally cannot wait for that. And Kevin Owens just really showed me tonight that you can be a young NXT, or not really young, but a NXT prospect, and you can come up and you can do great things on the main roster. And I was never the big Kevin Owens guy. I was never, a big Kevin Owens fan, but tonight I think he made me a fan, similar to the situation with Roman Reigns. And just everything tonight showed, I can't express this enough, everything tonight showed you what WWE is going to be in the future and what this company is made of. Seth Rollins, Kevin Owens, Ryback. Oh my God, we have not mentioned the big guy yet. Ryback,
Yeah.
congratulations, has won his first ever, hear me out, first ever championship in WWE. He's a 4-time WWE champion though, but that's hilarious what he wrote on his Twitter. But but Ryback has officially won his first ever championship in WWE, the Intercontinental Championship, and he did it in great fashion. Him and Sheamus just battled it out like true warriors in the Elimination Chamber, and just Ryback got the upper hand, and that's big for him. You want to talk about a guy who paid his dues, came from Tough Enough, had to transition out of characters, transition to a new character. Had a serious ankle injury years and years ago. Was kind of lost a little bit last year, turned heel, and didn't know what to do with him. Brought him back, made him a good guy again, and just everything that he's done ever since he came back has really been great. And a lot of people, bag on Ryback. A lot of people do. Rybotch, isn't the greatest wrestler in the world. Hurt CM Punk a bunch of times. Throw all that out the window and look at how good the guy is overall. Look how much I have a lot of respect for Ryback, and for him to finally win his first championship and in great fashion, have a great moment with Daniel Bryan at the end of that match was very great. And I did pick Sheamus to win. I said that Sheamus had a better look as a champion, but at the same time, I think Ryback's going to as well, and I hope that we see a very, very good reign out of him. So our apologies that we have not went over the actual pay-per-view here, or the actual card results and all. Real quick here, Nikki Bella retains her Divas Championship over Paige and Naomi. Great triple threat match there. Neville defeated Bo Dallas in a fairly short match, but yet very entertaining match. Of course, as I said, Ryback won the Elimination Chamber by last eliminating Sheamus. And what else we got here? Of course, Kevin Owens defeated John Cena via pinfall. And the New Day last eliminated Primetime Players to win, or to retain rather, the WWE Tag Team Championship. And Dean Ambrose defeated Seth Rollins via disqualification after Rollins injured the referee. So, epic. And you know what? For a pay-per-view with only 6 matches, and a pay-per-view that went by fairly quick, I think that this definitely upped the tempo for how pay-per-views can just get thrown together, because Joe nailed it on the head. He said, this pay-per-view was originally just supposed to be a live event, a Sunday live event, But then WWE was like, hey, let's put it on TV, let's put it on the network. It's free this month. Let's see what we can do. And they ended up putting a masterpiece together. And I think that this is definitely the pay-per-view of the year over WrestleMania. That's arguable, but at the same time, I think I'm really excited about it now, so I'm gonna say good things about it. But I just think it was really good. I really do. And I'm not saying WWE has to have great endings like this every time. It could just be a typical ending, pinfall. But this really was fun, and this gets me excited for Elimination, or for Money in the Bank in a couple weeks. See what can happen there. So let me get over to Joe real quick, and I was talking about Ryback before I went over the results. What are your overall thoughts on Ryback? Do you think that he's going to make a good champion? Do you think he deserves it? Give me everything about Ryback and the overall match. What do you think of it? Go ahead.
Well, the Intercontinental Championship up for grabs since it was vacant. Vacant was the champion, and Ryback coming out on top was a great moment to see. And like you said, like this whole I'm just gonna go back to what you said. This whole pay-per-view, you said it was probably better than WrestleMania. I mean, and you even went back and said you were saying that now. I mean, we'll see in the future. Like, people are always excited after like a great pay-per-view and say, "Oh, this is the best I've ever seen." But we'll get back to that. But Ryback, he came out and won his first ever championship in WWE, and what a great sight to see. The match. Let's get to the match itself. Obviously the first chamber match was the tag team title match in the Elimination Chamber, which I'll get to briefly in a minute. But first, Yeah, and then second was this match, and I thought it was. I mean, so many people on Twitter were hating on it, and I mean, people can hate on whatever they want, and people can say whatever they want, but I think that it was an okay match. I don't think I didn't hate it that much. I didn't really. I mean, I didn't like it that much, but it was an acceptable chamber match. The only thing I would change about it, I think that they did not use like the actual chamber itself really that much. I think, obviously, Mark Henry replaced Rusev, and he entered the match because his glass broke. That was a little bit of using the chamber. A lot of glass was used, but they didn't really like throw each other into the chains that much. They didn't throw each other on the steel platform or whatever, and on the ground, and that's the only thing I'll probably change about it if I were to book it, but I don't have a job there. But no, it was still a good match, and you know, I think that a lot of people expect. I said this on Twitter at official AEW. I mentioned a lot of people hated on the match because they wanted uh, like high flying stuff. Like they wanted people jumping from the elimination chamber like walls and stuff, and like that's great, but these are heavyweights in there, and I just I don't know. People were expecting that, and they're heavyweights. What can they do? You know what I mean? Like they're not gonna flip around. They save that stuff for the non-heavyweights, the light heavyweights, and all that. Um, so I thought it was an okay match, and getting back to Ryback's big win, I was really excited to see him win. When I entered the stream on the network before the pay-per-view, I had seen that actually Ryback was on the cover, and yeah, I saw that last Monday, but I forgot about it, and I was like, what if he won his first championship when he was on the cover, and wow, he won. Usually I've noticed that like people usually don't win when they're on the cover. It's like not always like that. I feel like a lot of people predict who's gonna win based on who's on the cover. But yeah, I mean, enough with that. Yeah, Ryback winning. I think that he will make a great champion. Well deserved for Ryback. He's paid his dues for years now. Ever since starting on Tough Enough. I forget which season, like 4 or something like that, 3, 4. And I think that he's gone through a lot of stuff. He's had character changes. He's gone through accusations from past performers. I think that he's had a rough career, and he's paid his dues. And I think that it's time to give him the Intercontinental Championship. And yeah, they gave it to him. I think it's well deserved. I think that he will be a great champion. And what a great moment there with Daniel Bryan, the former champion. I thought it was a great moment. What can I say?
Yep.
And
I got this. Okay, yeah, and you're right. I mean, you're hitting the nail on the head or whatever and everything, and I completely agree that Ryback indeed had his moment. So let's go ahead and transition into something else over here, and let's talk about that other Elimination Chamber match, in which I thought was the better chamber match. You pretty much explained why, and it was a lot of fun. It kicked off the show, which I expected a chamber match to kick off the show. I didn't know which one, and it kicked it off. We had, of course, the Ascension, Lucha Dragons, Los Matadors, Primetime Players, Cesaro and Tyson Kidd, and then we saw these 6 tag teams battled out for the tag titles, and we saw all 10 competitors in the match at once, I believe, or we saw a bunch of people in the match at once. It was high-flying action. It was what we needed, and you know what? And for the most part, all of these tag teams are hot flyers. You got New Day, you got Cesaro, Tyson Kidd, extremely athletic, both of those guys. Lost Matt, they're great, and all of these teams really showed a lot of their upside in this match. Even the Ascension, which I really thought probably had the performance of the night out of all 5 teams. They just needed to go a little bit longer. I felt like they got eliminated early. So did Lucha Dragons. I mean, that was pretty crazy. But nonetheless, what a match! Just good way to kick off the show. It was the first time we ever seen it. First time we ever seen a tag team elimination chamber. You know, we were talking about like how are they going to eliminate. So if like, you know, Victor gets eliminated, is it the whole team or is it just Victor? They explained that all to us, which was great. And so we saw that match, and it really was fun. And yeah, New Day won, which I really didn't want to see, but at the same time, I did pick them to win. I wanted to see something crazy happen, kind of like in the Intercontinental title match. I wanted to see a new champion, and like a bunch of new champions tonight, and we didn't get that in the tag match. We saw New Day retain again, which wasn't really much of a surprise. I mean, that was the only problem with that match. It didn't really have that surprise factor to it, but at the same time, it was still a good match, and I like that. We saw a lot of moments that we might have seen primetime players win. You know, Cesaro and Kidd just got rolled up and lost. So it was a shame that they could not win, and it was a shame that primetime players could not win. But good performance from New Day. A lot of spots in that match. It was cool to see Castillo like on top of the chamber, like in the middle, on top of it, and Jerry Lawler keeps screaming every time his legs like came off of the chamber. He was like he's gonna fall, and I guess it was a little underwhelming when he came down. He barely hit anybody, but you know what? It was fun. And it's what the Elimination Chamber match is about. It's about going on top of the pod. It's about, you know, jumping all around, doing a bunch of crazy stuff. And that's definitely what we saw out of this match. And I definitely want to see something like this happen again. And I think WWE should definitely keep the Elimination Chamber match around. And I know it's not very PG or whatever, but I think they're doing fine with it. By the way, we've seen these two matches. And let me go ahead and get over to you, Joe. And I said my basic thoughts. I'm not very happy with New Day winning, but at the same time, I can accept it, and it was very obvious, I think, that they were going to be the winners. But let me get over to you, and overall thoughts on the match. Go ahead, man.
Yeah, that was I'd have to agree with you. It was without a doubt. I mean, if anybody disagrees, let us know and tell us why, but I definitely believe that the tag team chamber match was the better of the two this evening, and you know, like for all the reasons you said, there was more high flying, there was Jerry Lawler screaming. I really thought it was the better chamber match. I'm sure a lot of people would agree. If you don't agree, let us know and tell us why, and we'll talk to you basically. But no, yeah, the New Day retaining their tag team championships, and you know, I mean, I've said it before. I think I said it in the predictions for this match, which you can go back and check out and see who we picked, because we're not going to reveal anything. But I went back and said that the New Day were doing a very good job as tag team champions. I think that ever since turning heel, they've really their characters have gotten a lot better, and they're over with the crowd. You know, like everyone's chanting "New Day sucks," even when they're not out there. That's, you know, how relevant they're becoming since turning heel and since becoming the tag team champions. So I think that them being tag team champions is best for business right here, and I like that they retain. And you know, obviously they were they were the favorites. Not necessarily favorites. I think that Tyson Kidd and Cesaro were one of the favorites. I think that New Day were one of them, as well as probably the primetime players. The front three teams that you see on your screen. And yeah, those three teams were probably the favorites. And it ended up being the Ascension eliminating. They eliminated Los Matadores, and then I think they eliminated the Lucha.
Lucha.
Yeah, they eliminated them both. Wait, who eliminated? I think the primetime players eliminated Kid and Cesaro. I might be wrong on that.
No. Yes. I think Darren Young got the roll up on Cesaro. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I couldn't remember, but yeah. So, who eliminated the Ascension again? I forget. I think it was.
I'm not sure.
I think it was the primetime players, but I don't know.
Yeah.
Who cares? Anyway, this is not really important at the moment, but yeah. Back to New Day. Yeah, I think that it was a great ending. Not necessarily ending, but that they faced off against the primetime players as the final two teams left, because the primetime players, I'm not gonna say if I predicted them to win or not, but they were one that I considered, and they were one that many people thought that they could possibly win. And as the match was going on, I was like, man, they might actually win. They might go through with the primetime players getting their first tag team championships together. And almost close, but no cigar. The New Day would take. They got a pinfall over. Was it Darren Young or Titus O'Neil? They all jumped on top of him for the pin. Was it? Yeah. They one pinned him, and then everybody jumped on top. But yeah, they retained. I like it. I like the decision to keep them champions. I think that everyone's gonna be talking about the New Day. That's the thing. As long as you get people talking and wanting to watch what happens next, that person or team deserves to be champions. So that's just the way I see it. But yeah, that's all I have to pretty much say about this match.
Yeah. Alright, well, we're going to continue, guys. I want to thank everybody who is sticking with us, all the cards. See that we have gotten a couple comments, and we want to appreciate. I appreciate all that, as does Joe. And of course, we know not many people are watching right now due to it's late at night, but this will be posted on YouTube. Everybody will be able to watch it. So tell your friends if you're watching now. But let's go ahead and transition now. Get your picture ready into the Divas match, and we saw a triple threat match for the Divas Championship, and Nikki Bella defending her championship against Paige and Naomi, of course. This was a championship match, Divas Championship, as I said, and banned from ringside was Brie Bella and Tamina, and Jerry Lawler made a funny reference. He said it's a shame that they're banned from ringside. It's less to look at. That's not very PG there, Jerry. Of course, I believe I predicted Naomi to finally get the championship, but if I'm not mistaken, you predicted Paige to win, correct?
No, I had Naomi winning as well. Did I?
We both had Naomi.
I don't know. All I know is that I did not have Nikki Bella winning. That's all that's important. So I know I was wrong. I forget. I think I picked Naomi, but I don't know.
Right, and
keep going.
Yeah, you had said that Nikki Bella came into this match sort of as an underdog, just due to the people she was facing. She's facing a returning Paige, and of course the up and coming Naomi, who I think definitely deserved it tonight, if anybody did. But what a moment for Brie Bella. I'm really on a lot of superstar and diva sides tonight about moments and about how big this company is to them. Because you know what? Let's get serious. Wrestlers and divas, they don't make much money. You can be a minor league pitcher, and you make the same amount of money as a average WWE superstar. And these people do this because they want the success. They want to be successful. And Nikki Bella, who's been the Divas champion for several months now, finally, I felt like got her big moment as champion. She hadn't really gotten that huge moment. She had picked up victory. She had retained the belt. She won the belt or whatever. But I think she finally got that big moment tonight. She got probably the biggest win of her career. And she defeated Paige. She defeated Naomi. And was a very, very clean triple threat match. Didn't have any outside interference. You saw Brie Bella come out. And you know what? That's a feel-good moment after the huge rival.
Okay, I believe we are back. I'm pretty sure we're back, everyone. Sorry, this happened before in our Raw review last week. I don't know. I've been having problems with my laptop, and I don't know. I really apologize for that. And
we're back.
Yeah, we thank everyone who has stuck around while we were experiencing technical difficulties, and we appreciate the great comments from Anime. Where were we? We were talking about the Divas match.
Yeah, and I basically said how I feel like Nikki Bella got a good moment ever since she was a heel, of course, with feuding with Brie and Stephanie and all, and it was good that she got a big moment as champion with her sister, which is great. And DJ Beal nailed it in the comments. He said that match really showed potential for the Divas division. That it did. And with Nikki Bella, I feel like these Divas agree with me or not, Joe. Tell me, these divas on the main roster, I feel like are really trying to keep their jobs due to the fact, well, not their jobs, but their main event status due to the fact there's so many great divas down there in NXT. I mean, you got to agree with that because there's going to be a ton of divas coming up. Emma, Bayley, Charlotte, Sasha Banks, you know, and many more down there. And they're going to be coming up, and they're going to be the main eventers. They're going to be, you know, trying to do what they can in the divas division. You know, you got people like Nikki Bella, Naomi. I mean, them two specifically who are just trying to, like, prove everything they can to stay in the Divas division, stay and help it grow, because there's going to be a ton of people coming up, and so I think that this match definitely shows us that we can get on fire, and, you know, that Divas division can be something. So but yeah, Nikki Bella won. Congratulations to her, and another feel-good story. That's what this pay-per-view was full of tonight. Feel-good stories for everybody. You know, we had such great endings, you know, everybody who won deserved it, and I tip my hat to all of them. So, go ahead, Joe. Thoughts on the Divas Championship match? Was it good? Was it bad? Go ahead, dude.
Yeah, and before I talk about this, last time we did our live stream, with the Raw review last week, I failed to mention, since we were having laptop issues, if this happens again, we ask that you please stick around. We're going to keep doing this until we're done reviewing Elimination Chamber, and if you get tired or anything, you can go back and watch this, because it should be uploaded on YouTube, but we ask that you please stick around, just in case we have again. I just like to get that out of the way before I continue. And yes, the Divas match for the Divas title, triple threat. Yeah, I thought it was a very well done match. If I don't know who else thought this, but I thought that it was a great match and all. I really thought that all of them performed well and all that. But I don't know, for some reason, in my opinion, it went by quick, and I don't know if it was actually a quick match or if I wanted to see more. And it just ended like that, you know what I mean? Like, I wanted it to go longer. I don't know if it was like actually short, but that's just showing how good they performed. And NXT is, nowadays NXT is brought up in like almost any wrestling discussion because it's taking over, and everything goes back to NXT for some reason because it's the future. And these divas performed excellent in this match, and the NXT women, I don't call them divas, but sure, the NXT divas down there in NXT are excellent. They're the future of the divas division, as are the competitors in this match that we're talking about, but NXT, they got like all the names that you said that are going to be coming up soon, and they're almost the divas in this match are almost competing with the girls at NXT, and you're right about that, and because I don't know, because the NXT girls down there put on fantastic matches, and for a while now, on the main roster, we've had divas matches that happen, and people are like, okay, there's nothing really too exciting about it as of late, and that's unfortunate, but this match was great, and I hope it's a sign for things to come out of the divas that we see on the main roster currently. And I think it was a great moment. Nikki Bella picking up the win. She's had the belt for almost, it was like it was 188 days. So, tomorrow night on Raw, she'll be champion for 289 days. So, she's becoming one of the longest reigning Divas champions. And I just want to get this out of the way. I think that Nikki Bella has really improved since getting the Divas championship. I think that a lot of tough criticism comes her and the rest of the Divas way, that they don't perform right, they botch things, they, call their spots out loud, and, you hear a lot of stuff, but I think Nikki Bella, ever since becoming champion, has really improved, as the rest of the Divas have as of late, but Nikki Bella has become a great champion, and I think that she deserved the win tonight, any of these women getting the belt would be great, but Nikki Bella, she deserved it, and yeah, she's gonna hang on for it for another day. She'll live to fight another day and keep that butterfly belt. Yep.
Yeah, but yeah, Drew, you nailed it on that. It's a great match and a great feel-good story. So let's go ahead. We're gonna get into the final match. Well, not the final, but this is the last match. We're actually gonna go deep into discussion about. You got Neville and Bo Dallas, and I had a big speech about this match in the prediction video and in last week's Raw review about how much of an important match it is to WWE and shit. And but yeah, and how this, I like how they are mentioning the NXT feud, and so and it was a good match, and it was fairly short, but it was the first time we saw Bo Dallas one-on-one with somebody, which was great, and like you had said, like actually remember a long-term Bo Dallas match at a pay-per-view. That was awesome, and yeah, he lost. I wanted him to pick up the victory, but I saw a lot of glimpses of talent in this match, and like we were saying, it all goes back to NXT, 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 and that's what we saw in this match. We saw a couple of former NXT greats go at it. It felt like the Randy Orton versus John Cena of NXT is the way I look at it between these two guys. They both have very, very similar qualities. They both the gimmicks aren't the same, but they're both high flyers. They both have great potential, and they both could be champions in the future of any kind. But it was Neville who came up big. He got a big pay-per-view victory, something he rarely gets after losing the Bad News Barrett so much. But this match was definitely strong. It definitely it's probably going to be the forgotten match of the card due to just great competition. But it did everything that it gave. Let me see the word. It reached expectations for me. It didn't exceed expectations. It wasn't like a stole the show, but it didn't it wasn't horrible. So it was a good match. I mean, it was something for the pay-per-view was on, and for it didn't really have much importance. It earned an A. So I don't really have much to say about it. I did enjoy it, like I said, and I felt like it was a good match on the pay-per-view, but it's probably going to be a forgotten match. But Neville picked up the victory. So any thoughts about this match? I don't really have many, but you can go away.
Yeah, like you were saying, it's probably going to be the forgotten match of the card, and, that's understandable, based on every other match on this great card, and, I thought it was a pretty good match. It was a solid match, as we like to say, solid match. There's nothing wrong with it. Like you said, these guys go back to NXT when they fought for the belt there, and, now, here they are, the main roster, competing at a WWE pay-per-view, and I thought it was actually a pretty good match. I don't know if I mentioned this on Twitter or not, but I had to change locations of my WWE Network stream, because I was pretty far away from the internet, but I had to change locations, and I was able to hook everything up just in time for this match. I literally turned it on, and these two were standing in the ring. The bell rung. But yeah, it went. I thought it was a pretty good match. It was a solid match, and that's the thing. You said we both agree it's going to be probably the forgotten match on the card. The thing is, if you want my honest, what's going through my head, I don't, really remember too much from this match. All I remember. Neville flipped on Bo Dallas a bunch of times. Bo Dallas was kicking his leg a lot, and JBL was kissing Bo Dallas's butt. It was a solid match, though, from what I remember, and, I'm looking forward to see what these two get involved in the future, Will these guys face each other again anytime soon? We'll see about that. But
okay.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and well, I think that's gonna do it. And I apologize. My phone's dying, and I just don't want it to die. I don't want it. So if my phone does die, Joe, call me on my cell phone. Thank you. But I want to finish this out, guys. And we've been talking for probably like an hour now, guys. We've just been wailing away at this pay-per-view. We feel like it's one of the best. And tomorrow night, of course, we will be back. And I've already told you we're going live again tomorrow. So tomorrow night, immediately following Raw. No, actually, we might not tomorrow, actually, because there's a podcast. So I don't know. We'll figure it out. We'll try to decide what we're going to do. But nonetheless, we were live tonight. And Joe, wait. First thing first, there's no more final thoughts, right? We've gotten everything done?
Yeah, I don't think final thoughts are necessary. We got it all under control. We both thought it was a great pay-per-view. We really liked everything about it, pretty much. Nothing to really hate on, and yeah, that's the final thoughts. Like, I think I speak for you and I when I say that.
Yeah, so you're completely right. And of course, we're just going to look forward to Raw tomorrow, see what happens, see the fallout, and we will be watching it. But nonetheless, guys, let's get into some plugs here, then finish this crap out. So thank you all for watching. Thank you all for sticking with us. And we appreciate all the people who were commenting, even the rude comments. You know what? I don't care.
Kyle, are you there? Hello, Kyle? I think we might have lost Kyle. But what was he saying? Man, he almost made it for the plugs. Man, but I think he won't mind me doing this for him. Yeah, you can of course check out. Okay. You all heard that, right? You all can check out the our channel. Of course, just in case we decide to live stream tomorrow night, we will see after Raw, because of course the podcast's going on. That's tough competition right there, and we might do it live, but and see how many people actually watch us and all of that. But I don't know about that. I'm actually really interested in watching the podcast tomorrow after Raw, so we'll see about that. We might just record one late tomorrow night or something. So so go ahead and follow Kyle on Twitter. His Twitter account is at Kyle Smith AEW. At Kyle Smith AEW. Follow him there for some funny tweeting whenever he decides to log in. And of course, I would like to invite you to, of course, follow me on Twitter as well. My Twitter account name is @officialaew. Yeah, follow me there @officialaew for tweeting during just about anything. I always have a laptop in front of me, and of course, hit that like button. We thank everyone who watched and commented tonight, even people who just I don't know, come in and say "shut up, you suck" or something like that. So we appreciate everyone, and yeah, thank you all. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, because we got more wrestling discussions to come in the future here at AEW. And then hit go in the comments below or to the right, wherever it is currently when you're watching. Let us know what you thought of Elimination Chamber, or tweet to us. And we really appreciate interacting with all of you here at AEW. So hit that subscribe button, join us, talk to us during live videos in the future, and we really appreciate you guys. So we will see you next time. So until next time, this is AEW.